Why did you choose UMass Boston to attend for your college degree? Vicinity 15 wants to know. What other colleges did you look at? Were all your classes online? And yes, I chose UMass Amherst because it was online. And I was working, obviously, doing music and with family, busy. And I just do quite well online because I'm able to do it at my time, at my speed, when I can get there. And in terms of other colleges, I think there was Arizona State that had that option, a couple in California, I think Laterno in Texas. But I ended up going with UMass Amherst for two reasons. Number one, they were the highest ranked. And number two, growing up, the Minutemen were my favorite basketball team with Marcus Camby and company. So that's why. All right. Modica Fabio wants to know if you could take any 80s song and make a cover of it, which one would you choose? Oh, this is actually pretty easy. I'm not gonna pick a Jackson song, so we'll eliminate that right now. But by the Thompson Twins, there's a couple. By the Thompson Twins, Hold Me Now. Donna by El DeBarge, I love. I'm not sure if that's 80s, I believe so. Lady in Red by Charles Debut or something like that. Simply Red has some beautiful songs. Oh my goodness, I'm singing these songs in my head and wondering how these songs got so great. So that would be some. I'm trying to think what else. Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing. Yeah, I think that would be it. I think that would be it. Great question though. Serious Effect wants to know, why is yoga important for you? Great question. When I was younger, yoga was the slow exercise. It was something that I didn't really consider or think it was doing anything. But as you get older, your body needs yoga. Your mind needs yoga. Your spiritual health needs yoga. So I picked up yoga for those primary reasons, and it's been great. It's been a blessing. I haven't been practicing as much as I wish I could, and I know that's not an excuse in the yoga world, but every day I try to do 10-15 minutes of stretching and yoga if I can't do a full 30 minutes of yoga. And it's made a difference. I feel more healthy, and I feel like it's a necessity for everyone. So if you don't do yoga, start practicing it. It'll greatly improve your life. Shout out to Lexi too. I love you, Lex. Keep doing your yoga. Coda99 wants to know, what is the most important lesson you've learned in life? Be grateful. Be grateful. It's all perspective, people. You could have $1 million, be upset, be angry in life, and you can be poor and be the happiest person. So I think you just have to be grateful and keep things simple. And life is quick. Life is precious. Life is quick. So don't spend any more time than you need to being upset, being dark, being negative. So be grateful. All right, Mommy of Stoves wants to know, what advice would you give to someone who is always being told that they aren't good enough to what they want? I have had a lot of people tell me that I'm not good enough to do certain things. TJ Fan 2019 agrees. That is a great question. And my answer is, forget about him. Forget about him. In my opinion, you do things for two reasons. Number one, because it's a career. And number two, because it makes you happy. And if you're doing something and you're writing this question to ask what you want to do, what should I do because I'm told I'm not good enough, that tells me it hits one of those two marks. It's either your career or something that makes you happy. If it's your career and you're struggling, I say keep going. We live in a time where you could do two different things. You could do that and do a side gig as a support if you want. But really, as long as it makes you happy, that's enough for you to do it. And just ignore everyone. I don't care how badly you may sound, or people say you may sound if you're singing, or how badly you are at building, cabinets or whatever it is. Do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. You got to be careful, because a lot of people will just down talk. A lot of people are in bad places within themselves, and they see things in a negative light, and they may share that negative tone. With that said, you do have to respect parents and family who have opinions, but they're not living your life. And that's something that even I have had to learn with my own kids. So you got to support kids, you got to support what they can do, and just try to help them become the best at whatever it is they want to be. It's their journey, and if they ever find the desire to stop doing what they want to do, that's when you can say, no problem. So that would be my answer. Joyce Break wants to know, are you releasing more songs or an album? Yes. Joyce, I have so many songs done. Almost done. I have a good amount. So first it's going to be an EP, at least that's the plan. And then next year will be an album. And I am so excited to finally get all this music out there in the universe, because I've been sitting on it for quite some time. Just wanting to make sure it was all put together properly, and wanting to make sure, my timing was right in terms of with family, and, just that's important to me. I didn't want to miss anything crucial. So I wanted to make sure, and as the kids have gotten older, even though there's 3 little ones, it's been easier for me to really put me as the primary focus. Okay. Toria wants to know, what's your biggest fear? My biggest fear is not having a relationship with one of my kids. That's my biggest fear. So, it's a fine line, because I want to be that person who pushes their child to be the absolute best they can be. And, it's hard today, because you want to teach your child right from wrong, and it seems like the lessons they learn from the outside world aren't as strong. And, for whatever reasons, they're not getting that message, that support from parents aren't getting that support from the outside world like before. So I think it leaves a lot on today's parents to really push and really try to make sure your child is doing what they're supposed to be doing. So it can get kind of concerning. But with that said, I think the trick is you just have to just put love as the number one focus, and let your child make mistakes. Let them bump their head. Let them choose the wrong answer. Let them forget their backpack. Let them do all of those mistakes young, so that they are humbled within themselves to know that maybe they don't know all the answers. Because if you keep catching your children and you keep deciding things for them, they never fail and they never struggle. And therefore, sometimes their ego can get a little larger, stronger than what it should be, which makes their parent-child relationship harder. So let your children fail. Just be there to support them, and let them know that mistakes are part of life. So I don't know how I got there on what's your biggest fear, but that would be it, because I think that's a big challenge a lot of parents have, is that they're concerned of the future relationship. And I know one thing: when I'm old and I can barely move, I want my family around. Okay, last question. Jamila Ainge wants to know, what advice can you give to me as a college student? My number one advice would be to try everything. Experiment. Go through life really doing different things, experimenting, and don't try to put yourself in a box too soon. A lot of kids, when they graduate school, they choose the job that's the highest paying job, and take the approach, I'll be miserable for a couple years, I'll suck it up. Don't do that. Pick the job that you're going to learn the most. Pick the job where you're going to be the happiest. And you got to be happy, and you got to learn to excel in life. So those are the 2 criteria, in my opinion. And don't pick a job that's going to stress you out. That will be it. All right. So I'm out. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I don't know if I'm doing this again. I probably will. Roy will make me. But I love you all. And that's it. Adios.